Were you outside?
Yeah.
Crazy out there?
Yeah, there's still a lot of people out there, you know. There's still a buzz. The weather's great.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so nice out.
Yeah, that scares me.
That's why a lot of voting happening.
Shouldn't be this nice in November,
It's
right?
so nice.
It's going to be
a little scary.
If Hillary wins, it is going to be a fucking party in the city tonight.
All right.
No, I'm serious. People will go crazy. Like it'll be like a huge party in the streets.
I don't
She
think
canceled
so.
the fireworks. What does that mean?
I don't think it's going to be a huge party in the streets.
It was when Obama won.
That was different.
You don't think that people are going to freak out the first
take to the streets.
Whenever we party, it's a party.
That's the first reaction to things.
You're missing a main ingredient here, black people. Well, any good party.
And granted, I wasn't
Obama won. That's going to be a street party. Hillary wins.
I was inside of Popeyes when he won. So.
Hillary wins. It's going to be a little different. It's got a couple of emails from some grandmas. I'll go out. It'll all be good.
Now, I bet you it'll be you don't think it'll be a big party?
I don't know. I feel like this is one of those elections where it doesn't feel like, it just feels like we're choosing which way we want to die, doesn't it? You know, it's like feels like
we'll
Trump is
fine.
like light yourself on fire, and Hillary's like sleeping pills. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could go either way with either of them.
We'll be fine with either
It just
one.
doesn't seem like there's excitement around either person.
I mean,
it just seems like there's anti-excitement around each person,
the
which
front
is
page
weird.
of the New York Post, vote for the one you dislike least.
Yeah, exactly.
That's every
Once again, the Post
Not
nailed
really,
it.
man. Hillary's
every
not
time.
well liked either.
No,
No, I'm saying that's every election.
No, this is way worse.
This is worse. This is more
Come on,
so
Joe.
than the last
This-
ones in our lifetime.
This
is way
election is the
worse.
craziest I've ever seen, but every election they go, lesser of two evil. There's a reason that's a cliche. I mean, that's not a new cliche.
Right, it's not a new cliche,
This-
but if we could actually...
This election, we were able to add social media hate on top of it.
Yeah.
For real.
I don't
That's a
remember
good
lesser
point.
two evils with other. I mean, I remember people saying that about John Kerry and going, "Well, anyone but Bush," because they didn't like
Right.
John Kerry. I mean, they didn't like Bush, and they thought Kerry was
Obama
right.
race wasn't like that.
I don't remember that.
Me either.
Yeah.
People liked McCain a lot until what's her face?
Palin.
I think, yeah,
Palin fucked it all.
I
That
was
agree.
just a
Because
dumb
McCain,
choice.
McCain was, if you put McCain against like Kerry or anybody, he would have killed him. But
Yeah.
McCain with Palin, that was just
Yeah.
But
silly.
it did bring some people, but it did alienate some people.
It alienated a lot.
I think his
A lot of
daughter is
people.
so hot.
Which Megan?
Oh, yeah,
No.
Megan's a friend, yeah. She's
Really?
supposed to do
I
race
think
wars
she's
soon.
beautiful.
Megan King?
Megan
McCain, yeah, she's
Yeah.
great. She got some bigger, botacious, abubabos.
Yeah, I think she's so hot.
She's a good-looking girl.
Yeah.
She's nice as shit, too. Cool as hell. Hunter brother. Cool
Is she
motherfuckers.
engaged? Is she married? Is she...
No, she's single. She live in the city, too.
She's looking for a Joe DeRosa type, I hear.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
Let me tarnish my family's name with a slouching dick joke comedian.
So, right before the break, we were talking about. I saw this thing. It's like a quick documentary on you and the comedians in general, and there's a whole bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
They captured you getting heckled on stage, and it really, really bothered you.
Well, here's what was happening.
Your mom was sick,
My
so
mom-
she went through the hospital, and so you had a whole take on doctors and nurses and hospitals in general.
Yeah, well, this is it in a nutshell. When my mom was sick with cancer in the hospital, look, they got her better, so I appreciate that. But I spent a lot of time around the clock in the hospital in the cancer ward with my mom, and I started to realize that nursing. There are a lot of amazing nurses out there, but nursing's a job like any other. Like, it's like being a cop. There's good cops, and then there's dudes that are just there to get the check or whatever. You
Mostly
know?
good cops.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Shut up, Opie.
Mostly.
any job though. I'm not singling out cops. I'm just saying any job. So I wrote jokes about it, and I was like, I think it's fucking crazy that like, and there were moments where I had to pick up the ball and like go down a hallway and call my friend's wife who didn't work in the hospital because she was a nurse and be like, they just did this and it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I
And
was
then
doing the same type of thing.
Yeah, and she'd be like, do this, this, and this. So it's like, look, it wasn't perfect. There were some major flaws, and it upset me. So I wrote jokes about it because I love my mom, obviously. And this documentary thing or this episode of this docuseries I did wasn't supposed to be about this. What it was supposed to be about was that I feel the most comfortable expressing myself when I'm on stage. And the joke we were using was this stuff about when my mom was sick.
Right.
But in the midst of talking about my mom being sick, some drunk lady at Broadway Comedy Club
Oh, my God.
heckled me, and I got real mad because it was my mom, and I think I call her a bitch or something. and then it gets really fucking awkward, and then I lose the audience.
Control, Joe.
You lost the audience a little bit. Did you ever run into that lady that heckled you? Did she ever write you?
I talked to her after the show for a little while.
Dated her for 3 years after.
Yeah. She was fucking wasted.
That lady, by the way, Megan McCain. This story gets really weird.
Yeah. I talked to her after. She was the host of the show. I talked to her after the show. She was shit-faced. So I was really...
Was she a nurse?
So you should have been in control of that situation.
She must have been a nurse.
But that's why... This is what I was saying earlier when I was saying this was one of the hardest things ever to do in my career. I don't mean dealing with this on stage. I've had plenty of awkward moments on stage, and I've gotten heckled plenty of times, and it's gotten awkward plenty of times.
I'll say.
But, yeah, you know.
We've seen you. I seen the crime video.
Yeah. So, the hard part was afterwards, I was really disappointed in myself, and I was like, I know I fucked up, and I know that was my mistake.
Okay.
And then I was like talking. There's a ton of footage that's not in this where Scott, the director, and I were in a cab, and I was like, I don't know if I want that out there, man. Like, let's do the original. And he was like, come on, dude, you know this is the show. And I was like, you're right. And then I had to go back and watch it like 2 weeks later.
Right.
So that was the hardest part, was coming to terms with it and going, damn it. Because you have shame when you do that.
Yeah.
And then you start then you got to look at the video and really watch, like, that's where I fucked up. It hurts, dude. It feels, you feel dumb, you know?
Wow. Yeah, when you can watch back a mistake as a pro, you know you shouldn't be making, and you make, and then you have to live it again. It sucks. Yeah.
Did you ever see,
you want a taste of the heckle?
Yeah, you can play it. I don't care. I mean, it's on the internet.
You got it queued up there, Paul?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, let's listen to just a little bit of this.
And I started out doing well, too. That's why it goes to the 7.
That's the thing about nurses. They don't know shit. And that's why you die.
Now pause it for a second. That was my first mistake.
What are you on The View? Who says that?
That was my first mistake.
Why is that a mistake if you're trying to be funny, though?
Because what I should have said was, the problem is with a bad nurse is some of them don't know. If they don't know shit, that means you die. That's the way the joke was supposed to go. And I said it too general, and I go, the problem with nurses is they don't know shit. So any nurse is going, we don't know shit?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're trying to, like, point out some of the bad ones.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That was my first mistake.
That makes sense. All right, let's continue here.
It's true. Do you ever wonder, why do so many people die in a hospital? Because of the nurses.
It's nurses.
It's a funny joke.
So all nurses. It's a very funny Once again, all nurses.
I wonder why people die in hospital. Oh, this is the nurses.
Because nurses are all murderers.
Because this joke, I think I say it. If I don't say it before, just play, because I think I justify what I'm saying.
Yes, you do.
All right.
That's who you're left with. Nurse doesn't tell you to come to the hospital. She's not the specialist. Doctor is the specialist. Doctor says come to the hospital. How long do you see the doctor for? A day. Then he leaves you with the nurses. I know you're thinking there's a lot of good nurses out there, Joe. Yeah, but it only takes one bad one, and you're fucking dead.
And that's good. That's great joke. Yeah, that separates the good from the bad.
Fucking dead.
I used to get heckled so much during this bit, man. So much. But not
the wording.
9 times. It happened 10 times. 9 times. I shut it down, and it was fucking great, and the crowd was booing the heckler. This is the one time I tripped.
And it's going to live forever because it's taped.
Exactly. This one got away from you a little bit.
Exactly.
A little bit.
Oh, shit. All right.
Continue.
If your car was broken, would you take it to the shop and go, mechanic, work on this for a day? And then, then let the receptionist fuck it. No! You'd be like, it's my car. Take good care of it, please. Nurses don't know shit, man. It's just a job to a lot of them. I'm not saying there's no nurses that care. There's a lot of nurses that care, but there's a lot that don't. It's like cops. Some of them care, a lot of them don't. People look at nursing like, fuck it, what is it, 2 years of school? Good job, good money, job security, decent pension, early retirement, you can work anywhere in the country. Fuck it, I'll do that shit. It's a job, it's a living. That's how a lot of you look at your jobs. Now, think about right now how much you fuck off at your job. because you don't give a shit. And you lie to people, and you make fun of the customers, and hide shit that you don't do, and you fucking all fucking day long. Now pretend that all your customers were dying people, okay? But you still fucked off that much. You have a lot of dead fucking customers.
We're doing all right. When's the Heckle happening?
You've been in the hospital, sir?
Because the set, pause.
If you see your
The set's going very well, and I see the confidence. You're doing well.
Yeah, I want to see the turn when she ruins that.
You see Joe strutting to the left.
Yeah, it's funny. Yes,
man, I'm in the zone. Hanging out. I'm in the zone.
It gets here. This was the last. By the way, this was the last time I ever performed at Broadway Comedy Club.
Why?
Really?
Because I was like, "Fuck that."
Wow.
It's just done after this.
Really?
No, they didn't. The club didn't do anything. I just was like, I can't. It was just too much bad juju going back in there. I just was.
So is the Jew's fault.
Yeah. Now you're talking to the audience a little bit. Paul's fast forwarding a bit just to get to the actual
the routine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. So this bit right here, you don't have to play it, but what I just did there was I talk about how the doctor comes in for you see the doctor before and after the operation. It's the only time you see him.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, you got cancer. I'll see you Thursday. I'm going golfing. And he leaves. So right around here, I think, is when it happens.
Oh, right here. I look like you're talking to me.
There it is.
And is it Joe? Is it a nurse heckling you?
I can't remember if she was a nurse or not. I haven't watched this in a long time.
How funny was that visual? All of a sudden we see Joe DeRosa squinting for the stage.
I love that.
And a little this to block it out the light.
I love that everybody knew too. Sherrod, as a stand-up, you saw as soon as
hand visor. The hand visor over your eyes is always a sign.
I did bring this up for another reason too, by the way. Not a bad one, but let's play this out first.
Okay,
let's hear that.
By losing the audience on the nursing material, I feel like the audience is drifting away a little bit. Okay.
So I lost him somewhere.
Are you clapping yes because I'm losing you on it, or you're
correct?
Now pause.
You are correct.
Here's the third mistake.
Yeah,
this
why
is
would you
mistake
point
number
it out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I started going in being like, let me talk to people about losing them.
I love this.
Oh my
I love sampling the audience. What am I doing wrong here?
Yeah.
I'd like some notes.
Oh my God, that's great.
Nobodies.
Yeah, it
don't matter.
Because no one's going to yell, no, you're not. You're not losing us.
Yeah, no.
Because most people want to see it.
This bitch couldn't win. I hear this bitch's voice in the audience. No, you lose. No, it's losing.
Yeah.
You
want to know why? You gave that bitch a fucking forum? I would have eaten her ass up.
I love that she's like, I'll take the lead on this one.
Yeah.
Don't worry, audience. You have me on your side.
What did she say? You are correct, I think.
She said you are correct so far. She said you are correct. So this is just the mouse. This is like the mousetrap contraption of mistakes now.
All right.
It's going to be dominoes, just one after the next I make.
Because the jokes are pretty funny, man.
Yeah, they did really well until this part.
All right, go ahead.
Well, losing that table. Why am I losing your table in the nursing material?
Because the nurses are saving the fucking doctor's asses because that's where the fucked up shit is, and you got the material mixed around.
Oh, shit.
She wants going after.
That's a nurse. That is a nurse.
Yeah, so here's where...
But you went after the doctor.
You didn't say she was black.
She wasn't.
Oh, well,
she was, I think she was Puerto Rican.
Nigga, don't separate. Now you separated when the cops come. Somebody black took my shit. You don't care if they're bilingual, motherfucker.
So now the audience really hops on with her.
Yeah.
They're really behind her now.
By the way, she sells out Broadway every weekend, honestly.
That's why he's been back.
Coming in here talking about the nurses.
And she's clear. Her mic is clear as shit.
No kidding, man.
Because the camera was back where she was.
Yeah.
So she's right
loud
next
and
to
clear.
it.
She wanted you to go after the doctors, not the nurses.
And I did fuck with the doctors.
It seems like the nurses are all together fucking bitching about the doctors.
Always.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Actually, I don't have the material mixed wrong because my mom was in the hospital, dumb bitch.
Oh,
there with her.
wow.
So
That'll help.
That's where it really goes. That's where it really goes bad.
That's when you went full Kramer. You can't go full Kramer.
Well, let's not put it in the Kramer territory.
You went full Kramer.
I said dumb bitch. That's all I said. I didn't say I was going to noose somebody upside down from a tree.
I heard fucking ass.
That's not compared to Kramer.
What were you hoping to happen after you called her a dumb bitch, Joe
I remember
DeRosa?
this. I remember this. And this is why I won't go back to the club, because the trauma is this clear still in my brain from 5 fucking years ago.
Wow. You should have called her a puta.
I remember in my head, I was like, they are going to go nuts when I call her dumb bitch.
I meant nothing.
Yeah, and then I say it, and then the instant realization of like, oh shit, man, I'm in deeper now.
That's the worst feeling in the world, man. When you think you got them, and you're like, I'll just say this one thing, and then they don't go with you. You're like, oh shit. Oh no, I've dug the hole a bit deeper. Heavens, how much longer am I on for? So looking at your watch.
Where's MC?
Now, in my defense,
oh man,
the main reason that I went off the rails a little bit here is because I was so protective about my mom.
I get it.
Because somebody would come at me and I'd be like, how fucking dare you? Did your mom have fucking cancer? That was what was happening in my head. I just didn't. I should have known better to get better control on that before I tried.
If I didn't know any better, it looks like you're performing in front of a nurses' convention here.
Maybe. This lady, by the way, after the show came out, she's like, it's all good. You were funny. It's, all that shit. And it's like, but whatever. Just play it. Sorry.
Want to play a little more?
No, I don't. I mean, I'll have to. That's where I lose the audience.
A little more, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Fucking weren't. So, like always, you're selfishly. Don't know. She's a fucking idiot. I don't give a fuck. Okay, fuck it. All right, it can be awkward then. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care about her flying fuck.
This is amateur shit you're doing right now.
Is it really?
Yes.
Really? Wait, why is it amateur? Because you don't agree with it?
No, because you don't understand that the pain that you're suffering right now is coming from the doctor's end and not the nurses.
No, it came from the nurses that were in my mom's room going, I don't fucking know what's going on in here, like that.
Yeah,
and
that
I
actually
go down the
happened
hall to call a nurse that didn't work in that hospital and then go back and tell the fucking nurses
pause it.
what...
So now
this is getting a little too real now.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a therapy session.
Well, this is why it's a docu-series and not my fucking Leno set.
Actually, it's a good set for Dr. Phil. I don't know if he has
This is why it's on PBS.
Between Jesus, baby.
But I was just going to say, we're on the same track, because I was just going to say, now at this point,
now it's
you're
fucked.
off the
rails. Your
show is done.
It's a different thing now.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like I'm at Disney World. I've taken the Donald Duck head off. I'm like, you stupid fucking bitch!
Yeah.
Do you know how fucking hot I am right now? You stupid fucking kids!
And you're yelling at like an 8-year-old in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
the material's not.
Is gone.
The material's not amateur.
It was because he was already emotional about his mother.
Yeah, you were getting really big laughs, but then she
was-
called you material amateur. That's not going to help.
No, she said what he was doing was amateur, and she was kind of right. He was losing it.
And then after this, it quiets down. You're like, you ever fart in a cab? You try to get him back to just lighthearted shit.
Yeah, did you try to get him back, Joe?
I don't remember.
You ever stub your toe on your coffee table? I mean, you're in a rush, man.
Folks.
No, nobody's going with me on this stuff.
Yeah. Folks, this election, I call it the rejection. I don't want either of these bozos.
Come on. It's the same guy from before, Joe DeRosa.
Yeah, no, I honestly don't remember if I tried to get them. It didn't end well. I remember that. Like, I can't remember if I tried or not, but it didn't end well. I think actually at this point I said, I don't think it's in the video, but I think at this point I said, so I co-authored a book about cheating. And I started reciting passages from Cheat.
That's imploding.
Just to piss them off.
All right, let me.
But that's not that part's
But
not in the video.
let's hear like 10 more seconds. I just want to see where this goes.
Let's see where it's going.
What to do. And if you fucking think that you're going to stop me from doing this material right now, you're out of your fucking mind. My mom having cancer didn't stop me from doing this fucking material. You think you're going to fucking stop me from doing it?
Name the hospital and go actually to the guy that is running it and making money off of your mother's illness. Because it's nothing.
He's not making money off of my mother's illness.
She's just a fair point now that I hear it.
Making money, not the nurse that you're blaming.
Are you a nurse, miss?
No, I'm not.
Then why are you? What do you have a sister that's a nurse?
I feel your fucking pain and you're not rocking it right now. You're not rocking it.
Damn, this girl is on point. Good God, she's got a future.
She's a motivational speaker. You are not rocking it. I'm trying to help you.
You are
man.
not rocking it.
Man.
Is it like Joey Behar was your heckler, just like some professional.
Is it hard to come back when someone yells, "You're not rocking it"?
It was done. I knew in my head it was done.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, this is like when you get into this zone.
But I'd rather go see one of these shows. These are the fun ones.
So would everybody.
It's a nightmare for you on stage,
Right,
but
it sucks when
you're in the audience for one of these, they're great.
When you get into this zone, you're in like fucking abusive spouse zone right now.
Oh, God,
you're like, I can't say I'm wrong now.
Yep.
I got to just pretend like I needed to do what I just did.
Right.
You can't, and even in that moment in your heart, you think that that's right.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's like a drug high.
Yeah.
You feed into the fucking adrenaline and you're in the rage, and you're like, I'm gonna feel like shit in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got off stage, I was fucking.
Can we hear more?
But at least you can see. At least you realize that.
But I haven't. This
not in the moment, but now.
This is what 9 minutes left in this. So do you go back to your act after this?
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Blackout. He was blackout rage.
Yeah, you go.
That's what I'm dying to know. Is
I
like
think
after
this
that
is-
goes down,
Right.
Oh, okay, I see. It's
And
just
then
more
it goes to
backstage-
me in the apartment.
backstage,
And
I
All
got you.
right, but let's play. You're just about. This scene is just about over.
You can be like, hey, audience,
Let
we
me
do
see
this
how this
everywhere,
ends.
me and this girl. She travels with me. We're going to tour. It's part of the act.
ladies and gentlemen, you were all just a part of a happening.
What do we got? Go ahead.
No, you don't have to reprimand her. I mean, I don't know if you have to. It was like I was enjoying that, actually. That was my favorite part of my set so far.
I believe that.
That's a lie.
You need to get that rage out there.
Well, it seems this show's taking a turn for the worse, people. Are you guys really that sensitive that everybody is just all fucking bored now because of that little interaction? Is it really that bad? I mean, can you really not handle that she got mad and I got mad back? And I mean, guys, it's like you're acting like your kids and you're watching your parents fight at the fucking dinner table. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Sorry, I called her dumb bitch. I'm sorry. Okay, she yelled at me. I said dumb bitch. These things happen.
Joe's a good boy. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy in
He's
the
a
end.
good boy. He's a good egg.
He's a good egg in the end.
I swear to God, never. This I learned lessons from this.
Yeah.
I never lost it like that ever again.
Good.
I learned to create distance between myself and the material. If it was really personal, I had to wait till I was okay with it and past it. And I never said bitch ever again to like a lady on stage. So there you go, guys.
We are the world. We are the comics.
Should
This is when when I started using cunt heavily.
I love that. You're like, and I never said bitch again. On a weekend to a lady on the stage. It's like you started slowly pulling back. I actually say it all the time, just not in one scenario. There's one scenario I won't
just not
say.
during late shows on a stage.
I was never in the habit of calling women bitch in real life, but
Should an audience member ever be offended if they're in a comedy club?
I mean, yeah, you can absolutely look. I own every fucking wrong thing I did in that. I know every mistake I made, and that's why I haven't made them since. But it's like you can be offended. Let's pretend I didn't say it.
All right, how about this?
She didn't be offended. You could have just kept
Obviously,
on.
people are allowed to be offended if they go to a comedy show, but to the point where they disrupt the show itself, is there ever a time where that is acceptable?
I don't think that's ever acceptable. In that situation, it was because I gave them the ball.
Yeah.
But no, I never ever agree with somebody who gets so insulted by something. Outside of if you're at a town hall meeting or some shit,
Right.
Yeah.
that they yell out and they heckle. It's like, these people walk out of a movie. I was just in a movie and people walked out and demanded their money back.
What movie?
I can't remember even what it was, but it's just like
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
It wasn't strange at all. I never even went to medical school. What the hell? I want my money back. But I think too. But in that scenario, like I feel like the people. What I find is happening now more than anything on the road is people get offended. Like people love to laugh about the side they hate. Like if you're making fun of. This is what drives me the most nuts. You're making fun of conservatives, right? And liberals. Oh yeah, they love it. And then you're like, all right, you know what the left does that drives me crazy? Because that's one thing I always try to do in my act that I learned at the Daily Shows. I hit both sides pretty hard.
Sure,
man. And when you switch to the left, you feel them go, well, that one's really because that's your and like that's especially with liberals that drives me the most nuts because you guys are supposed to be the liberal ones. Like you're supposed to be able to laugh at yourselves and have some fun.
Shit.
God, it drives me nuts.
We talk about it on the show a lot. That shit has changed over the years. When I was growing up, like Johnny Carson, I would assume he was a lefty, but he never really exposed that on his show.
He hit everybody.
And he hit everybody hard. And nowadays, if you make jokes about Trump, that means you love Hillary Clinton and go fuck yourself while you're making fun of my guy.
Now everybody's so weak-minded that anything they don't like is a Nazi or Hitler.
Where did that start?
And they can't make jokes about
when we were growing up, you would hit both sides.
Yeah. And I've been saying too, when did it start that we think that these I always felt the one thing both sides agreed on always, but that politicians were dumb and they weren't really going to solve our problems anyway. Yeah. Now it feels like people are arguing like, the thing I keep telling people is like, we shouldn't be paying attention to politicians. We should be paying attention to the smartest people out there, like Elon Musk. And you know what he's doing right now? He's building a rocket ship to get the fuck off of Earth. And that should be a red flag to all of us. You know what I'm saying? We're yelling about Mexicans. And this dude's trying to go to space, you know, and Stephen Hawking is like, I want in, you know, and it's like that. But people get mad. They're laughing, and then the minute it becomes about the thing they like, that's angry. Why people want to watch news networks that are the news they want to hear. Right. They want to listen to they want to live in a little hamster ball that's only the shit they and we've provided that now. We provide that.
But this is the comedians have changed a little bit too because a lot of guys will only go after the one side too,
which I can't stand comics that just go after one side.
Now, has that changed or has that always been?
No, ever since Bush, it's been comedians go after the right, and that's for the most part that's it.
Well, I was at the Daily Show when we switched to making fun of Bush to making fun of Obama, and when we started making fun of Hillary during the Obama-Hillary race, and man, that our audience, because I used to go up to the desk between acts and talk to John, and that audience, man, you know, it was a very liberal audience. They were getting so upset. We were making Hillary jokes. Well, this is not what we came here for. And by the way, you know, as a comedian, you kind of get a little high out of that. So John and I would be at the desk like, man, these fuckers are so pissed. It's so funny to us.
Right.
And the jokes were good. And we never backed away from any of them. And then when we started going after Obama, same thing. People... Ultimately, they realized that the objective of the show was to go after the people in charge, the people in power, and Bush was in charge. But man, I'm telling you, like, that shift, people were like, is it going to be hard? We're like, nah, it won't be. But I was like, oh, it will be because people have no sense of humor about the things they care about. And that's lame.
It's lame as shit.
It's two things. People have put their team in front of their ethics.
Yeah.
And their own beliefs to the point where you can show them that their own team is fucking up and they just reduce it to a conspiracy theory from the other side or whatever. They don't want to know the truth. And it's a shame that both sides do that. But the other thing with the outrage and the complaining to me is these people aren't outraged. The sad truth of it is people aren't outraged. They realize that we live in a climate where if they act outraged, they can get something out of it.
Yeah.
And that's why
squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Exactly.
Always has been.
Exactly. So if I complain, we're in a real hardcore the customer is always right phase right now. And people are just pretending to be mad so they can get shit for free.
Yep.
Right.
And it's fucking lame, man.
Everybody's walking around yelping. Yelping everything in their life.
It's so fucking lame.
It's also, I also think that we've created, it's a complainy culture because we have so much shit that we've become so accustomed to everything working perfectly all the time that now we're complaining about stuff.
Like one thing.
And we're not hard at all.
One out of the 100
but
things.
The minute, like, just look at how mad people are in this country right now. The minute something they're like, yeah, the last 8 years have been brutal. And it's like, yeah, but that's 8 years. Like, you know, our grandfathers went through like 80 years of shit.
Right.
You know?
And by the way, have they been brutal?
Well, for some people, you know, think that, you know, I don't know.
I think generalizing, it hasn't been brutal.
Well, I think for some people,
certainly
lost.
it has.
But my question is this: I know some people have a really tough time out there. I'm not neglecting that in any way or negating it in any way. But this is what I'm saying. Has it been so much more brutal over the last 8 years, or are people just letting themselves get so fucking angry?
Yeah.
because the internet has made us all so entitled, and people just want to yell about shit. I think people want to be angry.
I think it's I always think it comes back to jobs. I think people just get pissed when I think what people are starting to realize is that the system that we thought was in place, which is you work your ass off for as long as you can, and then you get something from that, a retirement plan, an opportunity to not have to work all the time, and now they're not getting that.
Right.
They're fucking pissed. And I think so. Working sucks, man. And people now, the price of everything, I do think there's a reason people are mad, but, now there's music.
No matter, you used to be able to work and sing your kids to
wrapping
school.
up, unfortunately. We're on
buy a house. You used to be able to work hard and just buy a house and send your kids to school, and now you work hard and you can't do those things.
Yeah.
And people are fucking pissed off.
I agree.
I agree with that. I just don't agree with the idea that we can pin it on one guy and go, it's these 8 years' fault.
I agree.
No, it's not. This is a long process that takes place over many presidencies.
If Trump wins this thing, things aren't going to change. These people aren't going to get these amazing lives because Trump is the president.
No.
Most people know that.
My only worry about Trump, I don't give a fuck.
We got to wrap up.
But my only worry is we need a better spokesperson for our country. That's my only worry.
All right, let's get some plugs in because they're going to shut us off. Rory Albanese, for the first time on the show, did a great job. Rory, you got to come back and see us.
I'd love to anytime.
You passed the audition, my friend. He passed, right?
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're in, brother.
I broke my cherry. Joe, your new hour is called Nurse Jokes, right?
Nurse Joe.
Great anatomy.
Suck my dick, poor guy. Here are a few nurse jokes.
We'll get you on at least one more time before you go to L.A.
LA. Oh, yeah. Race Wars this week. Make sure you check out Race Wars on iTunes with Kurt Metzger and me, iTunes and SoundCloud. And don't forget the ESPN show. I'll have those dates soon. Had fun over there doing that. And the Race Wars Tour is what we're pushing.
Yeah.
The tour, Race Wars Tour.
Nice. Eric, we good? Good. Bye.